I'm Cadet Denise. I'm a professional development first of the semester. Captain Silas on active duty occasionally would assist in doing boards, which really the only board we do here in our OTC is for Wing Commander. And as second and first lieutenants, this is actually something we need to know for both ourselves and our enlisted personnel. So, Captain Silas.
Okay, well today we're going to go over boards. The boards that I'm usually in charge of are the quarterly award boards, the yearly award boards for the wing. So that's what we're going to really focus on today. Okay. A while back they kind of did away with the personal boards because of high ops tempo, but now different bases are starting to get back to it. Okay. So when you go to your next duty station, you probably will be going up for a board, okay? Prior to the board, you want to make sure your uniform is perfect. Usually, we like everybody to dress in your service dress. Get as many people as possible to take a look at your uniform to make sure it's perfect, okay? The more eyes on your uniform, the better. Okay, things you want to look for is loose strings, lint, wrinkles. Okay. Next, you wanna prepare for your boards by watching the news, reading up on different materials like current events. Look at the early bird. Don't know if anybody knows about the early bird, but you can find the early bird. It's just a report on the Air Force portal. You could read up on the Air Force Times. The board members love to get questions from the Air Force Times. Okay? Then after that, practice. Practice going up for a board. Practice talking in the mirror. Talking with your friends. Have your friends ask you questions and try to formulate a question or an answer. Practice makes perfect. Okay? All right. Right before the board, you'll have a guide or a liaison there to help you. Okay, I was the liaison. Okay, so about 10 to 15 minutes before you actually go up for a board, you'll talk to that liaison.
Is the liaison there for every board or just your first board?
For every board, at least for the wing level. Not quite sure about the squadron level, but I know definitely for base level you'll have a liaison there to guide you. Okay, he or she will let you know where the table is at, how the table's positioned, where the chair is at. Okay, he or she will tell you to knock once. Wait for the board president to say enter. Once he says enter, you know you'll open up the door. You'll enter. You'll let the door close behind you. Don't worry about trying to close the door because the liaison will be there to close the door for you. Okay? Also, right before you go into the room, just relax. And I say get there 10 to 15 minutes before your board actually starts, so you all can just relax and just take a deep breath, think happy thoughts before you go into the board. Your first time, you might be nervous. You may or may not be nervous. I was terrified, okay? But after the first time, it just gets better, okay? So, you're at the board. You're in front of the door. You're about to go in. You knock once. You wait for the board president to say enter. Open the door. And you take the shortest route to the chair where you're supposed to sit at. Keep your eyes straight and forward. Okay, make sure you make your turns very sharp and crisp. Make sure you stand in front of your chair. Okay, the chair won't be that close to the table.
Sorry, failure.
Okay, once he's in front of his chair, he'll salute and say, "Cadet Gallo reports as ordered or directed."
Cadet Gallo reports as ordered or directed.
Make sure you get eye contact. Make sure you have a good eye contact with the board president when you give your report statement. After the board president tells you to have a seat, he will tell Cadet Gallo to relax. When he tells him to relax, that doesn't mean he has to slump down in the chair like this or cross his leg. It just means is, you scoot back a little in your chair, maybe fold your arms, but you don't want to sit at attention, okay?
Pam, I have a question. Will we know who the board president is when we walk in?
The board president will be the one right in front of you. So right in front of the chair that you'll be sitting in will be the board president, okay? So the board president will be the one you'll be looking at to report in. After he or she tells you to have a seat, then the board president will begin to introducing the other board members. And then at that time, you can look at everybody and say, good morning, ma'am, good morning, sir, good morning, ma'am, good morning, sir, and so forth. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, just double checking, we are supposed to look at the board president when we're reporting in?
Yes.
Okay.
You can either look at the board president, which is awesome. If you're terrified, you can look above his head.
Okay.
Either way, I like looking in their eyes. Show them I'm not intimidated, right?
You will know who it is before you walk in, though.
And if it's a man or a lady, sir, so we know we're not saying like good morning, ma'am, when it's a sir. We'll know
I
who
hope
it
you
is.
can tell the difference.
Well, I mean, like walking into like tunnel vision, like not looking at anything.
You'll know.
Okay.
Usually it's the highest ranking or the one in the highest position. Okay.
And the squadron boards could be identical. Sometimes it's going to be very similar all the time. With the squadron, you're going to have probably 3 or 4 people from the flights. The flight nominates their best person. Now they have the board at the squadron level to see who the squadron quarterly award winner is. And then that whole process kind of repeats at a higher level at the wing level. Now you have all the squadron nominees going forward to see who the wing CGO or the quarter CGO of the year is.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a pyramid type process.
When you're being asked questions, it's okay to pause. It's okay to smile. Okay? It's okay to relax. Just not too much. But definitely pause before you give your answer. Okay?
Do you know how many boards we could expect a year?
I mean, it just depends on, how much or how hungry you are. If you're on fire, then you'll see, well, you definitely have 4 quarters. There's 4 quarters, so squadron level, there might be 4 boards a year. Wing level, another 4 boards a year, so that's 8, plus the yearly award boards, 9, 10, probably about 10 at the most.
Your enlisted people could be going up for these boards, so like as she's explaining this, like if your enlisted person gets nominated, you're going to be able to like comfort them and be like, okay, this is what to expect, don't stress, you know what I mean? Like as when they get there, they'll get it explained to them again, but like before that, they'll probably want to know, especially if it's like a senior airman or somebody young like us, and we can be like, oh, it's okay. So
my advice to you all is to volunteer to be on the board. That is the best experience that you can have. Okay, either be on the board, volunteer to be the liaison, to be in charge of the board, getting all the packages together, take a look at all the packages, seeing what it takes to be an award winner. For your wing, at the wing level, as a liaison, I actually had the opportunity to sit in the corner and watch people have their, compete for their boards, answer questions or whatever. So definitely volunteer to be on the board. Don't just put in your package and go up for the board. Actually be a board member. Okay?
I'm just really unfamiliar with what the board is. So do it for boards and then anything else.
Boards can be for anything. Boards is basically, you can have, well, for example, if you have a package board, if somebody's trying to go for a position or for an award, you will get your package together, like a resume, your 1206. I don't know if you've gone over 1206s or not. Well, you will, right?
So
You will.
potential promotions.
We will.
Awesome.
We will. Basically, they'll just write up a summary of your qualities, what you do. They look at the whole person concept. Okay, how you are at your job, how you are off duty. They just look at everything, and you'll have a board of maybe 3 to 5 people, and they look at your package and they rate you amongst other packages that you have that are there. Okay, they'll give you a score. They'll give you a score, and whoever has the highest score wins that board, which will be either a quarterly awards board, and you will be the actual quarterly award winner.
As far as like promotions go, is that something completely different?
You're going to be nominated by your flight or squadron or someone to the board, and that's to get that quarterly annual award. Then we can use that statement when you go up for promotion on your annual evaluation. But as far as promotions in and of themselves, you don't see the board at all. It's all private.
Okay.
All paper. Also, going out for boards, award boards, is an awesome thing, because not only are you winning this award, or you going out for this award for yourself, but also for your squadron. Okay, you're given that opportunity to get your squadron out there in the limelight. Okay. After you go through the questions and you answer everybody's questions, the board member, or the board president, will ask you, is there anything else you would like to add? And at that time, you can say anything that you might have missed or you forgot to say during the board. After that, you will say, "Sir, ma'am, would that be all?" Board member will say yes. And you stand up